Hey, friends and YouTubers and music lovers. It's been a while since I've done one of these. Did you miss them? Looking at another CD acquisition video. Now, this is going to be from November through now. I kind of held off because I knew the holidays were coming and I was going to be getting some. Plus, I came down with the flu and I didn't want to talk long, so I've been keeping up my short content and haven't really done any of this. So I got a lot here, and there's some stuff that I don't understand how or why I got it. But here we go. We're going to start off with some interesting ones. This is an interesting one right here. This is Trans-Siberian Orchestra, Beethoven's Last Night. Now, I didn't know for the longest time Trans-Siberian Orchestra did music that was not just Christmas music. In fact, their Christmas music is only 3 albums, and they've got 6 or 7 out. 6 or 7 albums out total. Now, this one is neat because it's kind of a story, a musical, a concept album, if you will, of Ludwig van Beethoven's last night alive. And basically, the devil is coming to collect his soul, and he's trying to bargain with the devil and ends up, with the help of fate, tricking the devil into allowing him to go to paradise instead. The music is wonderful. It's got a lot of classical influence. These guys are always good. People say it's metal, but I say it's more like, power metal or classical with guitars, classical with electric guitars. And this is a really nice thing to have. It's great to listen to start to finish. I wouldn't recommend probably listening to this one in pieces, just because you want to get the whole story in there. It's sung from the point of views of the different characters. The liner notes in here tell the story, and each song, the lyrics actually say which character is actually singing that part of that song. It's literally a musical. It's wonderful. We also have, pardon the focus going in and out here, this is funky. The Eagles, The Very Best Of. Now, I'm not the biggest Eagles fan in the world, and I figured some of these songs I might as well get, Take It Easy, Hotel California, all the big hits. I'm not even going to take the time to rattle them off here. Desperado. They're good songs. Now, I don't know how I ended up with this CD. There's a few in here that I don't know how I ended up with. I got some weird mystery package that I wasn't supposed to be getting, and I got anyway. So, yeah, here's some interesting additions to the collection. This is actually another one from that, but it actually is almost... It's a fortunate accident. 10,000 Maniacs, MTV Unplugged. I first became aware of this because of the cover that they did of Because the Night that was actually on here specifically. And it got a lot of radio play. It also got a lot of MTV play. Now, before this came out, I only knew a few songs from 10,000 Maniacs. I never actually owned this when I was younger. And incidentally, this woman right here, Natalie Merchant, she had actually left the group by the time this was released, but obviously she was there from the beginning up until this point. Lived local to where I grew up. And I actually had some interactions with her, but my interactions usually were just kind of hi or excuse me or sorry or something of that sort, locally at different stores. But yeah, 10,000 Maniacs, Unplugged. Great album. Bonnie Raitt, Nick of Time. This one actually came from my mom. I grew up with Bonnie Raitt. My mom claims that she took me to a concert of Bonnie Raitt's when I was a baby. And I guess it's stuck with me since then. My dad's been a fan. My mom was a fan. My mom's a fan. This album I actually had on cassette when I was younger. It was actually my first album of hers, and personally, I think one of my favorite ones. Now, this one and the album afterward, Luck of the Draw, are the two that I remember from when I was growing up. And I remember getting in a heated discussion with one of my mom's friends about the fact that this one was actually better than that. This is very 80s sounding, but it's also very blues heavy and country and folk influenced, just like, the rest of her stuff. It's how her music really is, right? So Bonnie Raitt is wonderful. This is a great album from the 80s, and it's just a wonderful piece to have. This also came from my mom. It's a Glenn Miller. Now, in this case, it didn't necessarily matter to me which album, compilation, whatever that I had, but I had to have some Glenn Miller. My grandparents on both sides of my family love Glenn Miller, and big band music is wonderful. And we all know the hits, and this has got the hits. It's got In the Mood. It's got Moonlight Serenade, Chattanooga Choo Choo, Oh my God, all the big ones, right? All the yeah, big band tunes. I'm going to leave that stutter in the video because, oh my God, that was a mouthful. Very happy to have this. And back to the how did we get here portion of it. K.D. Lang, Ingenue. Again, this was in that mystery package. Don't know where it came from. As you can see, it looks like it's been through hell, right? Now, I only knew on this one specifically Constant Craving because that one actually got radio play. I remember my dad liked K.D. Lang, had the album prior to this, and then had this one. And I guess he honestly said he never liked it. And I never really thought to pick the album up because I only knew that one song, right? But now I have it. It's cool to have something. This is actually going to transition a little bit because I was going to say it's cool to have some country in my collection. And here goes. These two I'll rattle off real quick. I mean, say what you will about any political affiliations or anything of any country artist, right? But Toby Keith, greatest hits. I like Toby Keith. His voice is cool. His voice is good. And this will actually be some good good music to have, right? So yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be enjoyable to listen to. I wanted some country in my collection, and I fondly remember his voice and his songs just from the little bit of time that I listened to a lot of country, right? And Vince Gill, another one with a wonderful voice. And I Still Believe in You is a really popular album of his, right? So again, don't know where I ended up with, don't know how it got into my collection, but guess what? I have it. I have some country in my collection. There's a couple more CDs from this mystery package that are somewhere, but I'm actually going to be selling or gifting them because they're honestly things I don't want. Here's some really good ones, okay? This one first. Metallica, Ride the Lightning. In my opinion, my favorite of Metallica's early albums. There was the 4 early ones: Kill 'Em All, Ride the Lightning, Master of Puppets, and Justice for All. A lot of people claim Master of Puppets is the best. Sure, Master of Puppets is a good song. It's a good album. They're all good albums. Who are we kidding? But this was my personal favorite of their old original albums. I actually had this on cassette when I was younger. It was given to me by a family friend, the same one who got me into Ozzy. And thanks to her and thanks to a friend of mine who I lived next door to for a while growing up, who was a big metalhead, I really got into this type of stuff. And I'm glad to have this on CD now. Interesting, weird case, right? It's a slim case, but it's cool. It's good to have. I like it. All songs on here, by the way, are good. Fight Fire with Fire is good. Ride the Lightning, the title track, is also good. The Call of Cthulhu being the instrumental track is a neat one to have too. Neat song. All right, pardon the lighting here, guys. I know it's a little weird, right? So let's see if we can adjust a little bit here. Okay, there we go. It's a little bit better, right? Now, this is actually a new album for this year, Little Feat, Strike Up the Band. Little Feat has become my favorite band of all time, and this was a gift from a very, very good friend of mine who literally asked me, what modern recent albums are you looking for? I have no idea. A lot of my stuff is old, as you can tell. And I had found out that Little Feat was releasing a new album this year with producers who helped work with Fish, helped work with the Grateful Dead. And boom, I had to get it. Now, there's not a whole lot of the original members of Little Feat left. A lot of them have passed away over the years because the band's been around for 50 damn years. Of course, it's going to happen, right? But this has that swampy bayou blues, folk, funky rock sound. And I still love it. I still love Little Feat, and I will continue to love Little Feat forever. So having this was awesome. Another one that he sent me that I kind of resigned myself to the fact that I was not going to get this album. Okay. So, oops, it's upside down. The Revenge of Alice Cooper. This is a release of from Alice Cooper's band, the first release from his band since 1973. This is over 50 years. I had heard this. This was being hyped up. This was being shown on a whole bunch of CD collecting groups and such, and I never went to get it, and I kind of resigned myself to the fact that I wasn't going to get it. Now, it is no frills rock and roll. It's something I wanted. Incidentally, like I said, it's the first album from that band specifically since the 70s, and the 8th album from the band. A lot of the hits from Alice Cooper that we know, School's Out and No More Mr. Nice Guy, are from the actual band, not from his solo career, which was later on. And his solo career, in my opinion, was a little bit more forgettable. right? But this is actually really, really wonderful. No frills, no BS, rock and roll. And incidentally, this is actually a special edition maybe. It's got 2 hidden tracks on it. Nowhere on the label or anything did it even say it when I opened this up. Nowhere did it say that. But there we go. And this is getting a lot of play, because it's rock. It's nothing too heavy. It's rock. Right? There's songs on here where Alice plays harmonica, for crying out loud. It's so cool. It's good. I love it. And last and most certainly not least, this is going to take a while. Billy Joel Original Album Classics. And check this out. This is 5 separate albums. Cold Spring Harbor, Glass Houses, Songs in the Attic, which is a live album. The Nylon Curtain, and I can never pronounce this one, but it's also listed, this is Koncept. It's also listed as Concert. Now, I'll get to that one in a minute. The reason I was excited to get this is because of Songs in the Attic. Songs in the Attic I had a recording of, a blank tape recording of, and it's been hard to find by itself for years. It is live. It's got some great songs on it. I just really enjoyed it, and I kind of wanted it again. Now, on the same note of being live, this one over here, this was live from the Soviet Union in the 80s. Okay, and this is just wonderful to have. There's some of the interludes between songs are actually translated into Russian by a translator right there. This one song right here I wanted to point out, Good Night Saigon. I was like, this is a song in the 80s, written by Billy Joel about the Vietnam War, and sung and performed in the Soviet Union during the Cold War. Hello, that hits really hard. It's so great. It's my favorite one on this collection. Other albums, obviously, being, Cold Spring Harbor, his first album, Glass Houses. There are some hits on here. It doesn't have all the hits, but there's more than one collection. In this series, there's one that's got, Piano Man and Lord knows what else, because I don't even know all of his albums, right? But yeah, there we go. And here's the cool thing about it, and I'll do this one-handed just to show you. Check it out. Each album has its cover. They're thin, right? But they've got the cover. It doesn't have the actual song track listing on them because it's on there, right? But I mean, they kind of look like the record sleeves, don't they? Sort of, because they're so thin, and they're the full picture on the front and on the back. There's descriptions on the back of this one as to when it was, Songs in the Attic as to when it was, and everything like that. I'm not going to read it here on video because this is going on for a while, and I've been stuttering, and it's a long video. And then this one, obviously, it's kind of nondescript almost. Yeah, that's the front of it. It's kind of nondescript, and that's the back of it. So there we go. There are some CDs, some that I got as gifts, some that I ordered myself, and some that I don't know where they came from. So there's the latest, and I do apologize again for it taking so long for me to get one of these out. And this is a longer one, not because there's a lot of stuff, but because I'm rambling and stuttering, and I just leave it all in, right? These videos, I just straight up record and talk about music. That's how I am. That's how I do things. But I might be getting more. I might pump the brakes a little because I do have a lot of music that I have not listened to or not really given as much attention to. And there's other things I like to, invest in and spend money on. Not necessarily the Funko Pops as much, like I was saying before, but now I'm starting to build Legos again. And I really enjoy that. And I might be getting some more Lego sets, and maybe I'll do some videos on some Lego sets. But in the meantime, stay tuned. I do hope people are still enjoying these. I'm keeping up the short content on a daily basis, and we will go from there. So thanks a lot again, guys. Have a good one.